Alright guys, in this video today we're going to go over the 90-90. So this is something that I like to do, built within workouts, but I also will do it anytime. If I'm watching hockey, if I'm in my bedroom, when I wake up, before I go to bed. We're going to go through some of the key parts of the 90-90. The setup's important, and then the things that people will ask me questions about, what they're struggling with. The key here is that this is not a movement that needs to be perfect. That needs to be, okay, someone's doing it perfectly and you have to look exactly like that. You want to get into a position that's comfortable for you. So the 90-90, very simple. We're here, right? We have a 90-degree angle with our front leg. We want a 90-degree angle with our back leg. Our front leg right now is in external rotation. So we're thinking hip, external rotation. Our back leg is in internal rotation. So our hip is internally rotating to the inside of our body. When we set up, we want to make sure we're not here. This is not a shin box, so this would be more of a shin box position. We're in a 90-90, and then we're going to find a position that makes sense for us. So when I'm on my front leg, that's typically where we start, is where do I feel the stretch? Where can I feel the stretch? We want to feel it in our glute, in our hip, and we can play around with how flexible and mobile we are in this moment right now, okay? If we need to lean back a little bit more, that's fine. If you need to grab a block and you can have a block here or a block here, that's completely fine. There's people that can do, your dips with no hands. You don't need to do that. You can do fingertips and you can do a hold, right? We're holding the front leg. We're trying to find our stretch and we're breathing. That's very important. Nice big belly breaths. What you can try to do with every exhale is lower down. But you don't want to get into a position where you're absolutely fighting for your life and you're falling over and those types of things are happening. What you can do as well is you can actually elevate your butt. So it makes it a little bit easier if you elevate your butt to get into a better position. So you put a pad or a block underneath your glutes there and you're good to go. So that's the front leg. So when we do the front leg, we're thinking what positions can we get into? So, we can try middle of chest over our knee and see how that is. Typically, if we turn more this way, it's going to be tighter. And then if we go more towards our heel, we're going to find a stretch as well. But a nice sweet spot would be just right in the middle, right? I'm just hanging out here, finding my stretch, and then holding it, okay? So that's step one on the right leg. Now we move to our left leg, my back leg. So then this position is my back leg. So I'm going to get rid of this pad. And this one's typically the one where people are really tight, internal rotation's an issue. And as soon as we try to lift our hands off, we fall over. So what's the answer? Keep your hands on the ground. So this, we can go hand, we can even do elbow. Like if we feel a stretch here, you can even go down on your elbow. So this would be probably step one, right? We're here, and then we can go up a bit. And then essentially, the more we move towards our upper body, towards this front knee and get more upright, the more of a stretch we're going to feel because we're closing the angle from our hip, okay? So there's different ways to feel where you want to feel it on the internal rotation of the back leg. We can rotate, so use our hands and kind of try to rotate our upper body towards this leg as we're pulling this leg down to the ground. So we're actually like turning our hip and the inside, everything, our adductors and our groins down to the ground. We can lean forward more. That would be a second way to do it. And then we can actually lean back a bit. So you don't want to go too far back, but you can lean back. So essentially we're thinking further away, easier it is. And all you want to do is think about, okay, how do I work my way up? I'm here. Okay, I do that for, maybe a couple weeks. Then eventually I get up here with my elbow bent a bit. Then I can get up straight, then I can go here, then I can rotate to here and go no hands. Now, one of the questions and things people tell me a lot is the differences when you switch sides. I'm the same way. That's my good side when it comes to definitely external rotation. So we're thinking crossing our leg over our knee. My right side, that's my right side, is going to be historically a little bit more flexible. When I go to my left side, it's a little bit tighter. You see the difference of where it drops. This one just doesn't want to drop. And that's years of playing sports, playing hockey, hernia surgeries, different injuries. It just is what it is. So when I go to this side, it's actually a lot tighter. So it's almost like I'm fighting a little bit more to find a stretch. Maybe I have a little bit of an impingement on this side, something I got to get looked at. But what we want to do is not force a side. One thing I suggest is I like for people to do their side that needs a little bit more work first. So you do this side. This would be my left side, a mirror image. But when I go to the other side, that's my good side. So I do my one side that's not so great first, then I switch sides, then I come back and do an extra rep on this side. So this is my left side. I can't quite get where I want to. So if I go on this side, I can pretty much do whatever I want with control. This side I'm always working on. I'm always trying to say, okay, how do I get this a little bit better? If I go no hands, I fall over. So here I'm cutting my body in half, and I'm giving this side different work than I'm giving this side essentially. I'm trying to get this side to catch up with this side. It's probably never going to get there, but I'm going to try to get as close as I can. But I don't want this left to right imbalance to get too far out of whack, because that's usually when the body will compensate, it'll figure things out, but then it'll do it until it can't do it. So when we're on this side, I struggle a little bit more. I'm going to use more stability, a lot more breath. I'm going to hold and find positions that make sense and where I feel a stretch. Maybe it's over top of my knee, maybe it's over top of my foot, and this is tight. Like I try to go this way. On this side, I'm going to hold, and I'm not forcing anything. I'm just trying to breathe, keep my posture up, and try to find a stretch that makes sense. That's, it's not painful, but I feel it. And then same thing, this side, my internal rotation on, this is my right leg, it struggles a bit. I almost feel like I'm falling over here because I don't have the stability and mobility to hold this position. So I will play around with that. I'm always trying to work on the internal rotation on this side. So it's funny, the external rotation on my right leg is good. I struggle a bit with the internal rotation, and the opposite is true for here. The external rotation, like crossing the leg on this side is I got to work on it more, but the internal rotation on this leg is definitely a little bit better. And maybe this position, because this leg's good over here, helps with here. So that's how we want to think about that. Is you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to make it look like someone else. You need to find where you're at and bring awareness. It's a good mobility exercise and stretch to give you feedback of like, ooh, that side needs some work. Maybe you get some soft tissue work done in there. Maybe you need the glute work done. Who knows? But it gives you feedback to go like, okay, I got some awareness here. I'm gonna, in between periods or something, you're watching a hockey game, I'm gonna get on the ground and stretch. Or as you're watching a hockey game, it's just some things that you can do instead of just sitting on the couch in a flex position all the time, bad posture, and not doing anything with your hips there. So I hope that helps. If that helps you, like and subscribe. Shoot me a message if you have any questions at all, anything that I can help you with, and have a great day.